Hello, luminous soul, and welcome to another sacred episode of Your Soul Essentials. I am Sylvia, your guide and your sister and your mirror in this unfolding spiral of remembrance. From May the 20th to May the 26th, we journey into the living frequency of Gene Key 20, a transmission that speaks directly to the heart of this moment. It invites us to drop out of the mind's constant narration and into the breath, the body, and the luminous truth of presence. Gene Key 20 takes us on a path from the shadow of superficiality through the gift of presence and into the transcendent Siddhi of Divine Epiphany, a holy state where time dissolves and only the eternal now remains. This transmission is part of the codon ring of life and death, and its pulse carries the codes of real-time awakening. It is about alignment with truth, embodiment, and the mystic intelligence that lives only here and only now. In this episode, we will explore the emotional, energetic, and spiritual journey through superficiality, presence, and epiphany, astrological reflections including the Sun, Moon, Mercury, North Node, and Black Moon Lilith, fixed stars that radiate through this Gene Keys window, galactic lineages who embody the purest now consciousness, essential oils and mantras to anchor your sacred awareness, and a closing transmission to help you root in presence and radiate grace. So take a deep breath, drop your awareness down into your belly, and allow this transmission to meet you where you are now. The shadow of Gene Key 20 is superficiality, a state of being where we skim the surface of life, reacting from habit, distraction, or fear. When this shadow is active, we disconnect from the depth of our own experiences. We rush through conversations, we scroll past soul whispers, and we speak without being fully here. Superficiality is not just about appearances. It is about disembodiment. It is the fragmented self, split across past and future, never fully arriving in the now. It often shows up as busyness, scattered thinking, or shallow engagement with the own truth and the people we love. In this shadow state, we may speak words without feeling them, numb ourselves with constant stimulation, avoid silence or stillness because it feels too intimate, feel impatient, reactive, or out of sync with what truly matters. This Gene Key calls us to stop living on an autopilot. Superficiality is a defense, a veil we wear to avoid the vulnerability of presence. But beneath that veil is the tender, powerful, radiant truth of who we are. In what areas of my life am I rushing, avoiding, or skimming over? What would it take to show up with full presence, even in a mundane moment? And can I sit with silence and allow it to show me what's real? The medicine is not to try harder, but to slow down, to listen, to feel, to remember that every moment holds the doorway to presence. Presence is the antidote to superficiality. It is not something you achieve. It is something you remember. It is the art of returning to your body, your breath, and the sacred truth that this moment is all there ever truly is. The gift of presence awakens when we stop running from the past toward the future or away from ourselves. It asks us to root into the now with our full being. It is here that we become powerful, aligned, true. When Gene Key 20 is expressed as presence, your words carry resonance, and your silence carries healing. You become a mirror that reflects others back to their own being. Presence doesn't mean perfection. It means availability. You are here in real time, able to respond rather than react, to feel rather than perform, to embody rather than overthink. Since you are living this gift of presence, you listen deeply, even between the words. You speak slowly, from your body's truth. You notice beauty in the ordinary, and you stop reaching and start receiving. Presence is not a destination, it is a frequency. It opens you to the subtle layers of reality that can only be felt when the mind is quiet. What practices bring me fully into the now? Can I slow down enough to feel my own aliveness? How does presence change the way I speak, relate, or create? The gift of Gene Key 20 is a sacred invitation to live not in reaction, but in resonance. The highest flowering of Gene Key 20 is the Siddhi of Divine Epiphany, a state beyond time, thought, and identity. Here, presence crystallizes into timeless awareness. The now becomes not just a moment, but a revelation. Epiphany is not something you chase. It arrives uninvited, like grace, when all striving stops and only truth remains. It is a flash of pure knowing that collapses duality. And there is no more past or future, no more self to narrate the moment, only being. In this city, your very existence becomes a blessing. You don't need to speak to teach. Your presence is the teaching. You don't need to act to serve. Your stillness is service. You become a radiant field that reminds others of what lives within them. Divine Epiphany is silence speaking. It is the realization that you are not separate from life. You are life, awake to itself. When this city expresses through you, you may feel moments of timeless bliss or sudden clarity. Others feel peace in your presence without knowing why, and you become a channel for spontaneous wisdom and wordless love. You no longer practice presence, you are presence. You no longer seek awakening. You remember you were never unawake. What happens when I stop trying to be present and simply allow myself to be? Can I trust the intelligence of life to move through me? Have I tasted the timeless, even if only for a moment? This city whispers, you are not here to become something. You are here to realize that you already are. Now let us take a look into how the astrology and planetary archetypes is connected with this Gene Key 20 energy. Gene Key 20 flows through the mutable air sign of Gemini, a sign that governs the voice, perception, and the interweaving of opposites. Gemini holds the codes for expressing divine truth through the spoken word, and Gene Key 20 refines this into presence through real-time awareness. Here are the planetary archetypes as they reflect Gene Key 20's sacred message. When Gene Key 20 is lit by the sun, your essence radiates when you are fully present. You shine not by trying, but by simply being. Your vitality increases as you rest in the now. The moon. The moon here speaks to emotional presence. You are nourished by attunement to the moment, not reliving the past or fearing the future, but allowing each feeling to rise and pass like a wave. Mercury, the ruler of Gemini. Mercury in Gene Key 20 invites you to speak from embodiment. Words become medicine when they emerge from silence and land in presence. Venus. With Venus, presence becomes a love language. This placement teaches you to relate not from stories or projections, but from open-hearted availability. Love lives in the present moment. Mars. Mars brings mindful action. When Mars touches this Gene Key, energy is best expressed through grounded, intentional doing, not reactivity. It teaches sacred restraint. Saturn. Saturn demands integrity and presence. It asks you to show up with maturity and patience, knowing that depth becomes not from speed, but from sustained attention. Uranus. Uranus may activate flashes of presence, sudden breakthroughs where the mind clears and awareness becomes radiant. It can jolt you into the now like lightning across a silent sky. Neptune. Neptune spiritualizes presence. This archetype dissolves illusions and connects you to the divine flow. With Gene Key 20, Neptune turns presence into mystic communion. Pluto. Pluto purifies what blocks presence. Through deep surrender and transformation, this placement brings death to the false self and rebirth in the now. North Node. If Gene Key 20 is on your destiny path, your life becomes a training ground in real-time awareness. And you are here to embody wisdom, not perform it, to respond, not react. Chiron. The wound may be about not being seen, heard, or understood in the present moment. Healing comes through self-acceptance and practicing radical presence, especially in conversation. And Black Moon Lilith. Here Lilith may stir rejection wounds around not being acknowledged. She asks you to reclaim presence as your sacred sovereignty and stop abandoning yourself in the noise of others. Which planetary energy feels most activated in me this week? And how can I invite presence into my voice, relationships, and choices? And where am I being asked to pause and return to the now? As always, there are some fixed stars aligned with the beautiful energy of this Gene Key 20. And Gene Key 20 is positioned in the constellation of Gemini, where the heavens vibrate with the energies of communication, breath, and sacred cognition. Several fixed stars illuminate this Gene Key's essence, each one reflecting a facet of presence and spontaneous knowing. There is the star Bellatrix at about 20 degrees of the Gemini section. And we can find this star in the Orion constellation. Bellatrix carries warrior-like clarity and assertiveness. In resonance with Gene Key 20, it encourages speaking truth clearly and immediately aligning voice with presence. It brings grounded strength to the sacred now. And there is the star Mintaka. It is one of the stars in the Orion's belt at 22 degrees in the Gemini section. This is one of the stars of the Orion's belt, and Mintaka brings starry wisdom and deep spiritual memory. Its influence can activate ancient awareness and multidimensional alignment, reminding us that true presence is not small, but cosmic. And we have Alnilam, a star on 23 degrees in the Gemini section. This is another star in the Orion's belt. And Alnilam channels clarity, insight, and transmission from higher dimensions. With Gene Key 20, Alnilam aids in anchoring universal truth into simple, grounded communication. These stars serve as luminous companions, helping you speak only what carries truth and resonance. Stay rooted in the body while remaining open to higher inspiration. And channel pure awareness through the breath and voice. And what are these stars telling us? Am I letting my voice arise from presence or performance? And what fixed star resonance feels like home to me? Can I feel the breath of the cosmos moving through my words? Now let us take a look into the galactic lineages that are connected to Gene Key 20. This gene key resonates with the star families that are truly and fully anchored in the now consciousness. Those who embody truth through their frequency, not their words. These lineages remind us that time is an illusion and presence is the gateway to everything. The Arcturians, the guardians of multidimensional healing and sacred geometry. Arcturians hold the frequency of aligned speech and embodied truth. Their presence is clean, clear, and vibrationally exact. With Gene Key 20, they guide us to speak only when it emerges from the inner stillness. The Pleiadians, soft and heart-centered. Pleiadian souls help us find presence through empathy, connection, and felt experience. They bring warmth to the now and teach us that presence is intimacy with ourselves, with others, and with life. The Andromedans, carriers of cosmic neutrality and spacious awareness. Andromedans dissolve the illusion of urgency and invites us to breathe into the infinite now. With Gene Key 20, they hold space for presence to arise without force. The Lyrans, ancient and refined. The Lyrans radiate the energy of embodied stillness and vocal sovereignty. They inspire elegant presence through posture, tone, and vibration. Their influence helps us become the frequency we wish to transmit. And all these galactic lineages weave a shared message. There is nowhere to go, nothing to prove. Presence is the path, and you are already walking it. Which galactic lineages do I feel most attuned with in moments of stillness? Can I feel the difference between speaking to be heard and speaking from presence? And how does my presence shift when I remember that I am timeless? And of course, there are a few essential oils that can help us to integrate this Gene Key 20 frequency. Essential oils are sacred companions on the path to presence. Their aroma and frequency gently guides us out of the head and back into the body, the only place where the now truly lives. For Gene Key 20, these oils help still the mind, awaken the senses, and root our awareness in grace. There is the oil of sandalwood, a holy oil of stillness and higher consciousness. Sandalwood quiets mental chatter and deepens meditative presence. Use it before speaking, writing, or sitting in silence. Vetiver. Deeply grounding, vetiver helps anchor scattered energy. It supports those who tend to overthink or disconnect from the body. Apply to the soles of your feet to bring you back home. Roman chamomile, the oil of peace and divine timing. Chamomile helps soften urgency and restore inner harmony, allowing presence to bloom without effort. Rose, the highest frequency oil. Rose opens the heart and enhances pure presence. It reminds us to meet each moment with compassion and unconditional love. Cedarwood, a stabilizer and strengthener. Cedarwood helps you hold your ground in the now. It brings resilience and calm to moments of inner turbulence. And blue lotus. Rare and ethereal, blue lotus connects you to the mystical aspects of presence, used during meditation to access timeless awareness. And here are some ways to work with these oils. Diffuse sandalwood and rose to create a field of heart-centered stillness. Apply vetiver and chamomile to the pulse points before engaging in a conversation or contemplative practice. Or use blue lotus during breath work, sound healing, or sacred ritual to expand into higher presence. Let the plants teach you how to be here, without striving, without analysis, just breath by breath. If you like to work with mantras, here are some affirmations for working with the Gene Key 20 energy. Mantras are sacred frequencies that helps us tune into deeper states of awareness. For Gene Key 20, these mantras are portals into presence, bringing us out of distraction and into direct communion with our essence. I release the urge to rush and perform. I soften into the truth beneath the surface. I am here now, fully and lovingly. Each breath roots me deeper in truth. In this moment, I am everything and nothing. I am the silence behind all things. And here are some supporting mantras. My presence is enough. I speak only when silence allows. Awareness lives in my body, not in my mind. Every moment is a doorway to grace. Repeat these mantras slowly, gently. Let them rise from your breath, not your mind. Whisper them during your morning stillness, or journal them into your day, or chant them in a sacred ceremony. Let them bring you home again and again to the sacred now. Beloved soul, as we complete the sacred journey through Gene Key 20, may you remember your presence is more powerful than any performance. It is your greatest offering. It is your light, your gift, and your home. In a world of noise, your silence is medicine. In a world of speed, your slowness is grace. In a world of distraction, your presence is a revolution. You are not here to explain yourself. You are here to embody yourself. You are not here to fix the moment. You are here to be the moment. This gene key whispers not just to your mind, but to your cells. There is nothing to chase. Everything you are is here now. So today I invite you to rest your awareness in your body, to speak only what arises from alignment, and to meet yourself and others with sacred presence. I thank you for sharing this moment with me. If this transmission stirred something in your heart, I warmly invite you to subscribe, like, and share this video with a soul who is also remembering the beauty of now. Together we return, together we root, and together we rise, one breath at a time. With love and presence always. Shante Ishta, and thank you.